yet another batch of great public speakers. My name's Sanjitha, and I'll be your MC today. And as I'm standing in front of you today, a lot of memories are coming back to me. In fact, I used to take this class last year, and I had a great time with British Uncle, as I learned so many things that helped me become a better speaker. So it brings me great pleasure to welcome you all to witness these excellent speeches. Now, before we start, may I request you all to put your gadgets and gizmos on mute or vibrate, even if it tickles? I don't want you guys to get distracted and miss these awesome speeches. Now, at the end, I'm going to introduce you to our mystery chief guest, who is very exciting and happening Indian personality. So, now let me introduce you to a brilliant young man, Ravi Patil, who will introduce our first speaker. Each speaker will introduce the next. So now, give it up for Ravi Patil.
Ravi, you have to wait for the cue, okay? 3, 2, 1, go.
Sanjitha, as her name suggests, wins over the hearts of her friends and family. She is gentle and kind to everyone. She is 10 years old and goes to Jordan Jackson Elementary School in Mansfield. She loves soccer and has won many games playing for the town of Mansfield. She enjoys playing in-town basketball, and her favorite art is kuchipudi, an Indian classical dance. She's given many performances with her friends, such as Kaina Shah, who is here. Her other talents include chess, painting, and drawing. And now, presenting Sanjitha Santi.
Volume, right? 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, my name is Sanjitha Santi and I'm 10 years old and in 5th grade. Today I'll be talking about my favorite profession, doctors. The reason I chose this topic is because I want to be a doctor when I grow up. First, thank you Ravi for introducing me on stage to speak. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Am I clear now?
Yes.
Good. I'll divide my speech into 3 parts. The first is the history of doctors, the second is the specialties and alternate doctors, and the third and final part is how to become a doctor. But first, before I begin my speech, does anyone know why the doctor got mad?
Yes, he was sick.
Because he was sick? As the lady in the flower dress said, because he was sick. That's a very good answer, but I'm sorry that's incorrect. Yes?
Because he was a mad doctor?
As the lady over there said, because he was a mad doctor. That is also incorrect. Any other guesses? Okay. The correct answer is because he lost his patience. Also, is there any doctors in the audience today?
Yes, Dr. Santi.
Fake doctors. All fake doctors
Well,
are here.
good, because the rest of you will learn something new. And I might persuade some of the younger students to become doctors when they grow up. Now I'll move on to my first part, which is the history of doctors. In that I will mention the doctors from ancient India who contributed a lot in the field of medicine. The practice of surgery has been around in India since 800 BC. One very important and famous man named Sanjitha made the first study of the human body. He performed various surgeries like the plastic surgery and the eye surgery. He could also reconstruct noses. Can you believe that?
Wow.
He performed these surgeries with the help of over 100 tools. One of them could even split hair lengthwise. So let's not split hairs on this. Ayurveda is a line of medicine that they used in India. It means knowledge of life, and it originated in India a long time ago. People today still practice it. That's a long time. The oldest university in India is called Takshala, and over 70,000 students went there from all over the world, including Greece and Egypt. There they learned about medicine along with 70 other subjects. Last year when I went to India, I went on a boat ride in Akshardham. There I learned about the history of doctors along with more of India's history, plus I got to see displays of the doctors. I even saw a display of Sanjitha performing one of his surgeries. It was so cool. You all have to go there, except for my brother and my parents who already went there. The ancient Egyptian doctors learned a lot from the ancient Indian doctors. They learned how to heal wounds using stitches and heal fractures using splint. They were also able to know the gender of the baby before it was even born, and there was no technology to help.
Wow.
The ancient Greek doctors also learned a lot from the ancient Indian doctors. There was one man named Hippocrates. He was known as the father of modern medicine. People today still take his Hippocratic oath. That is, do no harm to your patients. Now I'll move on to my second topic, which is the specialties and alternate doctors. There are many different types of specialties, but I'll only name a few right now. I'll start with the most common, which is the general physician. The general physician will give you yearly checkups, and I'm sure all of you get yearly checkups. You'll go to the general physician if you have cough, cold, or small injuries. But if the injuries get a little more severe, they might send you to a specialty doctor. A specialty doctor is a person who studies about a certain part of your body. The specialty doctors are the cardiologist, who is the heart doctor. Then there's the neurologist, who is the brain doctor. Then there's the nephrologist, who is the kidney doctor, and they'll make sure your kidneys are working. The pulmonologist is the lungs doctor, and they'll make sure your lungs are working. The orthopedic doctor, who is the bone doctor, will make sure your bones aren't broken, and if they are, they'll fix them. Then I'm sure you've all heard of the dentist, and some of you might not like it. But the dentist is the teeth doctor. There's also the eye doctor, who mainly checks on your eyes. They might prescribe you for glasses or contact lenses. I see some of you in the audience wearing glasses, and I'm sure some of you are wearing contact lenses too. Oh, and I hope you're all paying attention because there's going to be a quiz at the end. There's also the pediatrician, who's the kids doctor. I want to be a pediatrician when I grow up. But guess what? There's also different specialties in pediatricians. I'm not sure what kind I want to be yet. I'm still thinking. There's also alternate doctors. First, there's the allopathic doctor, which is the doctor that we usually see. Then there's the homeopathic doctor, who gives a remedy called homeopathy. It's based on like cures like, and it has symptoms similar to the disease. Then there's the Ayurveda doctor, who gives a line of medicine called Ayurveda. It's made out of plants and minerals. You probably heard me mention Ayurveda in my history of doctors part. Then there's the acupuncture doctor, who gives a Chinese treatment called acupuncture. That they put needles in your nerves to cure your disease. Then there's the doctor of philosophy. Some people call my dad Dr. Santi, but that's just because he did his PhD. So don't quote him if you have medical problems, because he won't be able to solve them. Sorry, Dad.
And him too.
Yes, and my friend Kaina's dad. There's also people called quacks. They're not really real doctors, they're kind of like fake doctors. There's the voodoo doctor, who gives you a powdery substance or performs an act and says that you're gonna be okay. Then there's the witch doctor, who's not really a witch, but they perform witch act. Now, I'll move on to my third and final part, which is how to become a doctor. But first, does anyone know what the sign outside the doctor's office said? All is welcome. As the lady in the black tights said, all is welcome. That's a very good answer, but I'm sorry that's incorrect. Yes?
Caution.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
As the gentleman in the blue sweatshirt said, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. That's a very good answer, but that is also incorrect. I don't have any more time for guesses. The correct answer is, be patient and you'll be attended. Now I'll move on to my third and final part, which is how to become a doctor. Becoming a doctor starts as early as 9th or 10th grade and around high school. Getting good grades is a very important part in becoming a doctor. First, you'll start with your bachelor's degree. That'll take about 4 years. While you're doing that, you can take a couple of pre-med courses just to get a head start. Then you'll have to take your medical college admission test, the MCAT, which is not the same as the MCAS, so don't get your hopes too high. If you pass the MCAT, you'll go into medical school. That'll take also about 4 years. After medical school, you take your college residency, which is 2 years, and it's in a hospital. But then you get your license and become a doctor. Yay! But some people want to specialize in doctors too, so you'll have to study in whatever you want to specialize in. I know that becoming a doctor is a long process, but hey, it's a very rewarding profession. Doctors sacrifice a lot in order to take care of their patients. You've all heard of the disease Ebola, right?
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who didn't, it's a disease that's spreading in Africa, but some people here got it too. Anyway, an American doctor named Martin Salia went to Africa to take care of some of these sick patients. But sadly, while he was there, he got the disease and died. It's really sad, but it was so brave of him to put others' lives in front of his, and I really admire that. You guys should too. In conclusion, I talked about 3 parts. The first is the history of doctors, the second is the specialties and alternate doctors, and the third and final part is how to become a doctor. But have you ever wondered about the future? With technology changing so fast, maybe in the future there'll be robot doctors, and the regular doctors could sit in a remote place and still be able to check on their patients. Maybe when I'm a doctor, I'll be able to do that. Thank you for listening to my speech. I hope you learned something new. And are there any questions?
Oh, awesome work. I'm happy. Now,
Let me call
2, 1.
Let me call upon stage a girl whose name itself suggests one of her characteristics. She's always curious to know something. She is usually mistaken for a 2nd grader because she is tiny and adorable, but her brain capabilities indicate her to be even smarter than a 5th grader. As a hobby, she enjoys to solve puzzles and compete in competitive events like the spelling bee. Please welcome Sanjitha.